Hello all, my name is Randy, I'm your Lorcana librarian, and welcome to the Stacks for the very first time.
The Lorcana app is now available on iOS and Android, having been shown off to a group of content creators at a private Berlin event. It is now available to the general public, and I am excited to go on tour with this app today.
As the app opens, we are treated to the view of the lore book itself opening it up, signifying our welcome to the game of Lorcana. Once we open up the main screen, we are treated to a page for sign up to play events, as well as learning more about all the new products. Both of these options lead straight to the Lorcana website. There isn't too much different information than we already know, as the game hasn't quite come out yet. But I imagine that in the future there will be more stuff to see. Also on the main page, you'll see that we have the options for home, catalog, lore counter, and learn, and we will go on to those in just a minute. But there is one other option in the top right corner with the three pips that you'll see right here, and if we press that, we are treated to all of the stuff like customer service, licenses, credits, stuff like that. Now, we also have the option for app language. That'll allow you to toggle between English, German, and French, which are the three languages that Lorcana is currently being produced in. And I imagine that in the future, as more languages are added, we will see more options there to toggle between languages. Going back to the main page, we can go over to catalog. The catalog currently sports every single card in the first chapter of the Lorcana trading card game. We can go ahead and scroll down as much as we want, but we also have the option to search, which we will get to in a minute. Um, as you can see, we have three different options. There's the first hexagon up top for the catalog. There's the second hexagon, which is my collection, and the third hexagon, which will show our wish list. Going back to the regular catalog, we will go ahead and choose Goofy Musketeer. Choosing any card will bring up this sort of view, which will give you a zoomed in view of the card, showing everything that it offers up, as well as a few other options. We have our standard view, which is the non-foiled card, but we can also toggle over to the foiled card. The interesting thing about this is that it is not a generic effect. It is different for every card, which signifies that the foil pattern is going to be unique and custom for every Lorcana card that has a foil version, which, as I understand, is going to be every card is going to have a foiled variant. Toggling that off, we can go down to the bottom options that we see, which is the owned and wish list options. If we click on not owned, it'll ask us how many copies we do own, and we can toggle that to as many as we want or have, and hit done. And you'll see in the upper right hand corner of the card itself, a little banner will appear with the number of cards that you own. If we don't want it, but we know that we need it, we can hit add to wish list, and that'll add it to our wish list on the main page of the catalog as we toggle between the other hexagons. There in the My Collection, you can see Goofy. Over on the My Wish list, you can see Goofy again. The most exciting part about this page would have to be the search function. Going down to the search function, it's actually very robust. I was a little surprised that this sort of app would be as robust as it is in its search function, and as a librarian, that made me very excited. Just being able to really parse through all the different pieces of information that are offered here, such as like the inks, the different inkwell symbols, the character types, action types, item types, rarities, and just about everything else is very exciting. Um, Going up top, we'll go ahead and search for a card like Ursula. Typing in Ursula and hitting return, we're going to see right here at the bottom, it's going to say show 6 results. And we'll go ahead and hit that, and it's going to show every single card that has Ursula in it, whether it's in the name, the ability, the flavor text. It'll all be there, which will help you a lot going forward while you're building your decks. Now, speaking of deck building, the last option on this page in the upper right hand corner is going to be the deck builder. So you'll click that and you can hit build new deck, and you choose the different inks that you would like, and it'll actually give you all of the card options that are currently available in those two inks, which will really help you speed up the process on knowing what you can play around with without having to search the entire catalog for what you might have. Going on to the third option in the app is the lore counter. Currently, it's set up for only 1 to 2 players and not more. So if you choose the singular lore option, that would mean that you're only keeping track of your own lore, but it also means that everyone with a phone or access to the app in some way can keep track of their own lore, so you can have as many opponents as you want in a game. Otherwise, you can choose 2, and it'll help keep track of you and your singular opponent. So after you choose the number of players, you can choose between the light or dark theme, and you can hit new game. And you'll see that one option is upside down, and that's so that when you place it down on your phone down on the table, you can see yours and your opponent can see theirs. Hitting pause there in the upper right hand corner, I can go ahead and exit the game and it'll cancel that all out. The last option is the learn option. It is unlike the Lorcana website that we've already seen in that it's not full of videos. It's actually a slideshow, essentially. So clicking on the first one, you can kind of see what I mean there. And as you toggle through each option, you'll eventually get to the end of that little chapter, which will give you a check mark, which you can hit, and it'll take you back to the main menu for that learning portion. There are currently 5 other options. I don't know if they'll add more as the game grows more complex, or if there's other things that they need to add, but that will be seen sometime in the future, if at all. Overall, I am actually really happy with this app. It is very comprehensive so far. I imagine that it'll become even more so as there are more expansions added, more rules, and just more functionality, including organized gameplay in the future. And that is something that has me really excited. So I am looking forward to seeing what this app has in store. I think that's all I have for you guys today. And so I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye, and I'll see you next time in the stacks.